everyone, this is Neil coming back with another episode. Coming back with a wicked case of the plague. My apologies for not answering YouTube comments or putting out videos lately, but I've had a really shitty few days. Man, it has just not been easy fighting off this crud. Whole house has just been afflicted with it. But I'm feeling pretty good tonight, so I figured I'd jump on here and we get some work hammered out here on this dual input furnace. So, where did we leave off? I think we just got it to the point where we could get into our furnace in the real world and we could drop stuff in, but nothing happens, of course, because nothing's in our tile entity. So we're going to need to tune that up a bit. This is something else. I was helping out Look, and I'm sorry, brother, I just cannot figure that out for the life of me. But I haven't given up yet. I'm going to go through method by method and work it out. So, let's see here. Tile entity, we don't need that. Container. There is something that we need to do on the container, and this is again going to be something that we just copy directly out of the, excuse me, oh, what the fuck is that called? Out of the container class for our furnace. So we'll go into reference libraries, and I did this for the last furnace as well. This is the transfer stackage slot. Really what this allows you to do is to shift click items in and out of inventory slots without crashing it. Right? It automatically knows, hey, I'm going to move this down to inventory and so on and so forth. And I'll kind of show you what's not supposed to happen. What the fuck am I doing up here on this? That's weird. Get some sunshine up in this bitch. So there we go. We can put stuff in, right? But as soon as we shift click, boo, implosion. And really, we're just kind of running into all kinds of trouble with our slots and our containers. So we've got to tune that up. And like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to copy this method straight out of Compton. No. Straight out of the furnace class. Looks pretty familiar, right? So public item stack transfer stack and slot. We're going to take this method. We're going to move it right over here. Sugar. And let's save that. Let's run it and let's test it out and see what happens. I wonder if I lost that entire stack of glowstone doing that. We'll find out. I surely did. So now we should be able to, click out. Still doesn't know exactly where to go because we really haven't specified what these different slots are. Right? We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll get that worked out. Don't you worry about that. Another thing is actually if I do this, and then we exit the game, right? So I'm leaving that in the slot. If I exit the game and then come back in, it's going to be gone. And that's because we haven't done our read or write to NBTs yet in the tile entity. But we'll do those. We'll probably actually do those right now. Get that out the way. So our container is coming right along. We got that transfer stack and slot. We've got our add crafters to crafting. There's a couple of things left to do in here, but we're not going to do those right now because that actually pertains to updating furnace states and stuff like that. So we're going to hold off on that. Let's actually head over to our tile entity and get rolling on that. So when we added our unimplemented methods, we added a whole bunch of stuff in here. And we need to really kind of go through and tune a lot of those up. We've actually done quite a few of them already. We need to do the get stack and slot on closing. We've done this, we've done this, we've done this, we've done this. Oh man, we actually have done quite a bit in here, haven't we? Well, sweet. We did the get item power. We did the has item power. So we actually have indicated what our fuel is going to be in this. So that's cool. Let's do this. Let's work out this method to get stack and slot on closing. And where is that method? Where's it at? There we go. There we go. I know where we're going here. So we are going to return null eventually, but we got to do some stuff first. So really what we're going to say is we're going to start out with an if statement. So if slots of I is not equal, is not equal to null, then what we want to do is we're going to specify an item stack. And we'll just name it item stack. That's pretty easy. Is going to equal slots of I. It's going to give us error because it's looking for var1, so we'll just change that to I. And then we're going to say that slots of I is going to equal null. No, whoa, I put an extra set of brackets in there. It's going to equal null, and we are going to return item stack. Else return null. There we go. That method is done. Let's do our NBTs. Let's get those out of the way. We're going to do our write to NBT and our read from NBT. So we've talked a little bit about NBT in the past. And so really what we're going to do is we need to go through and we need to find out, hey, what is in each and every slot in here? And we want to make sure that that is preserved in those slots. We want to make sure that that's preserved in our slots in case we exit the world and we come back to it, stuff like that. Most common examples that you guys are used to of seeing NBT in action is in chests. Right, that's where you put all your shit. Right, you save it for later. Right. If you ever look at my chests, like in games, for those of you who have played on the server when I could actually get the fucking thing to stay up and running, if you ever looked at my chest, you're like, dude, this week on Hoarders, I just got tons of shit in there. Anyways, I digress. Public void read from NBT. Christ on a cracker. I cannot spell for shit. Read from NBT, and this is going to be NBT tag compound. It's going to be the type that we're working with, and we're just going to call it NBT because we lazy. We lazy like that. Wants us to do some imports. And we are going to say super dot read from NBT, and we are going to read NBT in. So this is us actually reading in the stuff that's been saved, right? What we're going to do is we're going to specify NBT tag list, like so, and we're just going to call it a list. And so we're going to say NBT, what we declared up above, dot get tag list, and we're going to say items and 10, like so. And then we're going to say slots is going to equal a new item stack, and what we want to do here is get size inventory. The method, like so. Have we not done that yet? Why does it not like that? Oh, because we want to do item stack. That's why. That's why. Let's import that. Get that out the way. So what we need to do now is we need to go through. We need to check each and every slot. Right. Let's go in and grab all the stuff out of those slots. Let's put them or read them out, or go through and read everything out of NBT. I'm thinking of write already. Let's go through and read everything in our NBT tag list, and let's pull it out. and put it into the slots. So to start this out, we're going to do a for loop, as we pretty much always do when we're iterating through things. And we're going to say I is less than NBT tag list. No, that's not how I named it. List dot tag count. Tag count, and then I plus plus. I missed my operator here, so there we go. It likes that. Move this down. So what are we going to do? We're going to do NBT tag compound, and we are going to call this. We already opened up one of these right here, and we're going to actually be opening up another one. So we do want to actually name this something different. How am I spelling this wrong? Compound. NBT tag compound. Maybe it's because I haven't specified anything on here. So what we'll actually do is we're just going to call this NBT1 because I said so. We're going to put this in a cast or cast it, and we're going to say NBT tag compound. List dot get compound tag at, and that's going to be I, like so. We're going to do, we need to take out this extra guy right there. We are going to do a byte type, byte, and we're just going to call this B0, and we are going to say NBT1 dot get byte, and it's going to be the slot, because that's what we're naming it. We're naming slots, the items that are in slots. We can do a little if statement. So if B0 is greater than or equal to 0, and it is also less than slots dot length, slots dot length. It would help if I did this. Slots dot balls. Slots dot length. Thank you. Then we want to say slots B0 is going to be item stack dot load item stack from NBT, and this is going to be our NBT1 right here. Boom. Do that. Do that thing. We're going to move down 2 curly braces, so 1 right there, 2 right there, and we're going to specify that dual power is going to be NBT dot get short. What did we name this? Did we name this yet? Oh no, we did, because this is we will actually name it when we write to NBT. So we're just gonna call it power type. We could name it hammer type if you wanted to. All in favor? The nays have it. Sorry. Dual cook type is going to be. Let's name this cook type. Alright, so let's see here. And that pretty much does it for read from NBT. So this is where we get all this stuff out. I really should do the write first. I did that the last time, and I really should do that. I should do the write first, so that way you're understanding how this data gets put into NBT. So we're going to do NBT tag compound again, And we can still do NBT because it's a different method, right? So that's not a big deal. So what are we doing? We're putting stuff in. Super dot write to NBT. What are we writing into NBT? We're going to be writing NBT. Pretty easy. It helps when you spell it right. If you're just now joining us, forewarning, I have really shitty typing skills. Set short. Power type. So we're specifying, hey, what is this NBT? We're calling it power type, and it is going to be, we're going to cast it as a short, shoddy, a short, and it is going to be dual power. So this is a variable that we specified up here, up top, right? Our dual power. It's really just our power. What is our power at, right? So we're saying, hey, we're going to put in these values into NBT, and we're going to name it power type, and it's going to be the value of that. Easy squeezy. NBT dot set short, and this is going to be our cook type, right? So when we're looking at our GUI right here, what are we putting in there? We're putting in this info. You can't see that. We're putting in this info right here, right? This is our cook type. And then we're also putting in this info here. This is our power time, right? So that's what we're putting in. This as well, we are going to cast as a short. And this is going to be dual cook time, I believe is what we named it. Yeah, dual cook time. Let's just do this, since I'm having trouble here. Sorry for the excessive use of grossness. NBT tag list, and we're just going to name this one list, is going to be equal to new NBT tag list. I'm going to call that right there. So we are going to say for, and this is essentially where we're going through, we're doing our slots. We're putting all of the stuff that's in our 4 slots into NBT. I got stray hair on my face. For int I equals 0, as long as I is less than slots dot length. So we're going to go we're going to go through each and every slot. We're going to iterate right there. So what are we going to do while we're doing this? Well, we are going to say that if our slots are null, we're not going to do anything, right? We're just going to skip past this. So we'll say if slots of I is null, or no, we're going to say if it does not equal null. If it does not equal null, then what we're going to do is we're going to say NBT tag compound, and we're going to use the same thing as before, NBT1, right? NBT1 is going to be equal to a new NBT tag compound. And so we are going to say NBT1 dot set byte is going to be slot, and it is going to be cast as a byte whatever is in I. Just like so. Whoa. I. Like that. Get rid of that. So we're going through, we're looping through. We're going to hit the first slot, which is going to be slot 0, which will be this guy. We're going to put it in. We're going to say this is a slot, and then it's this, right? And we're essentially going to do that on slot 2, on slot 3, on slot 3, and then over here on slot 2 far, slot 4 right there. You with me? Sweet. And then we are going to say list dot append tag, and then whatever is in NBT1, just like so. That's it. So if that slot is null, it's just going to skip this. It's not actually going to say, hey, this is an empty slot. It's just going to move past that. Right? We're going to move down 2 braces, like so, and we are going to say that nbt.set tag is going to be items, and it is going to be our list, like so. That is our write to NBT method. So this shows how it puts all of that data in. This is how it pulls all of that data out. So we're going through and we're grabbing the information, we're getting whatever is in slots, and then we're actually saying that that slot is going to equal to that byte as we just go through and loop through this this for loop. Woo, woo, woo. Whatever's in slot 0 gets in slot 0, 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3 and 3. Sweet, right? I think I said 4 over here. 0, 1, 2, 3 for a total of 4. Yeah, that's how it's going to work. Because arrays always start with 0. I'm going to go ahead and leave it at there, and I'm going to get this bad boy uploaded for you. This is the deal. Sorry it took me so long. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have some time to get through and check all your comments and get caught up on my email and all that jazz. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.